big game coverage took place at Ferris Stadium tonight, where the Brennan Bears put their undefeated record on the line against the Stevens Falcons, who are off to their best start in school history at 3-0. The Bears are already up 3-0 in the second quarter. Quarterback Ashton DeBose is going to keep it, breaks through the middle of the pile, picking up 25 yards on the ground before he stopped in Stevens territory. That would lead to this. DeBose looks left and goes up the middle, splits two defenders for the first touchdown of the game. This made it 10-0 Brennan at the half. Third quarter, DeBose shows off his arm, firing deep over the middle to Avron Carter, who outruns the Stevens secondary on the 68-yard touchdown. Bears take a 17-0 lead. We go to the fourth quarter now. The Bears are still on the attack. DeBose stands strong in the pocket, then fires deep to Aaron DeBose. The 27-yard touchdown makes it 24-0. Bears a final from Ferris tonight. Brennan in a shutout, 24-0.
I'm very proud of the defense and my O-line. They blocked very well. And, we just got the job done.
Any district win's a big win. Stevens was 3-0, and they were hungry. It was obvious. So, again, hats off to Stevens for a great game. And we got to keep rolling. It's a good win for us.
All right, let's stay in District 29 6A. The Warren Warriors hosting the John Jay Mustangs at Gustafson Stadium. Warriors get on the scoreboard first. Von Martinez goes deep to Joaquin Gutierrez, and this goes all the way down to the J22 for a pickup of 42 yards. On the very next play, Warren going to the ground. Tellum Turner on the delayed handoff makes some nifty moves to score from 22 yards out. Warren goes up 6-0. There's a tough job tonight in all this win. Flag bearers for the Smithson Valley Rangers. This game would have been the big game in our big game coverage tonight had it not been for Brennan and Stevens. Crucial showdown in District 27 6A. Buffalo's trailing 6-0 in the first when Max DiDomenico drops back to pass. Finds right there, doesn't like what he sees, uses his legs, and turns out to be the right thing to do. 11-yard score. Clemens takes the lead at the time, 7-6, but the Rangers respond. Quarterback Jalen Nutt uses his legs to scamper in from 10 yards out to take back the lead, 13-7. The final from Lindhoff Stadium, Smithson Valley with a big win, 34-7. The East Central Hornets made the trip to Converse tonight to face the Wagner Thunderbirds, who are playing only their second game of the season, and this is a district game. The Thunderbirds get on the board first. Isaiah Williams takes the snap, follows his blockers for a 30-yard gain to get inside the Hornets territory before he's pushed out of bounds. A few plays later, inside the 5, Fondabain Donaldson takes the pitch, gets tripped up, but reaches out for the end zone, scores 6-0. Let's head to the big game coverage scoreboard now for the first time tonight. Wagner gets a win, 54-7. Smithson Valley over Clemens, 34-7. Elsewhere, Brennan with a shutout over Stevens, 24-0, and Warren over John Jay, 41-10. You can tell the front had already rolled through to Bravos when the Unicorns welcome the Steel Knights in District 27 6A. Unicorns trying to establish the run game with the passing game grounded due to the high winds. Caleb Lewis now flies in for the Knights and knocks the ball loose. Steele takes over. Now in the second quarter, quarterback Wyatt Beagle keeps it on the option, easily scores the first touchdown of the game. The final from New Braunfels. Look at that. It is a tight one. Steele ekes out the victory, 22-21. The high winds that accompany the front tonight didn't dampen the scoring the Reagan Rattlers had against the Lee team. Now we're in the second quarter. Rattlers are up 17-0. They're adding to that. Quarterback Britton Moore looks like he's about to get sacked, but breaks free, takes off. It's a foot race to the end zone. Moore stretches out for the pylon, gets in. Now it's 24-0 Reagan. The final from Comalander Stadium, 66-0. Staying in District 28-6A tonight, the MacArthur Bramas are hosting the Roosevelt Rough Riders at Hero Stadium. The Rough Riders are the first to get on the board. We're in the first quarter with quarterback Dwayne Coleman. Looks like he's going to pass, but tucks it and takes off. Gets a great block, then cuts back inside and is gone 42 yards to pay dirt. And it's 7-0 Roosevelt. Let's head back to the big game coverage scoreboard for that final and more. This game had to be canceled tonight between Eagle Pass Win and Southside. Steel eking out to Bravos tonight, 22-21. Reagan over Lee, 66-0. And it was Roosevelt down in MacArthur, 43-28. It's a little chilly for a football game tonight, but for Harlandale, they were just happy to be playing because this is their first game tonight due to the COVID-19 pandemic against Lehman. The Indians are leading 18-7 late in the second quarter. Harlandale is about to increase that margin. Quarterback Joseph Rodriguez. It's Gabriel Mendoza with a nice over-the-shoulder catch to get the Indians down to the 30 for a gain of 43, and that sets up this touchdown. Rodriguez scrambles, keeps it himself, heading to the far side for the 9-yard TD to make it 24-7 at the half. Final from Harlandale Memorial Stadium, 32-7 Indians. The Veterans Memorial Cheerleaders getting us fired up as a brand new Matador Stadium tonight in Seguin. Patriots taking on Seguin. Matadors up 30-14 in the third quarter. Adding to it, Micah Rodriguez slings it to Marcus Washington in stride. He's gone 44 yards to the house. Seguin goes up 37-14. The final from Matador Stadium, 47-14 Seguin. And here come the San Antonio Christian Lions ready to take on Austin St. Dominic Savio. Third quarter, Lions up 17-14, but the Eagles threatening inside the red zone. But Evan Russell puts a big hit on the quarterback, knocking the ball loose. Lions recover the fumble. They turn it into points. Shea Allen cuts in for the 2-yard score to take a 24-14 lead. Back to the big game coverage scoreboard for that final and some more as well. St. Anthony, this game had to be canceled tonight against Austin Hyde Park. There you see San Antonio Christian with their win tonight, 38-21 over Savio. Veterans Memorial falling to Seguin tonight, 47-14. Harlandale over Lehman, 32-7. Now let's race off to Navarro, where the Panthers fans were fired up for this expected score fest against Wimberley, Texas, both in the sub-5A 12's top 12 tonight. Navarro looks to get into the end zone on this quarterback sneak, especially after the big push from behind, but the officials say no. Then on the very next play, throwing in the back of the end zone, Texans quarterback Matthew Tippy unloads it for Jackson Watts in double coverage. He's got it. He's gone for a 99-yard touchdown. You got to be kidding me. But Navarro still had the lead at that point in the third quarter, 24-16. Back to the big game coverage scoreboard to see if this game is even over, and it is. And Navarro hangs on for the narrow victory, 24-22. This game also had to be canceled. McCullum trying to get back. They probably won't be back in action for about 2 weeks there. It was Floresville over, I should say, falling to Alamo Heights, 28-17. Cornerstone over Del Rio. That game was played to Thursday night, 41-14. We still have much more to come, including our big game coverage road trip, fan cam, and more highlights and more scores. But first, let's listen to the Clark Cougars marching band.